Hello guys, my name is Alex, this is my vlog about life in Ukraine, and today I'm gonna review official Ukrainian statistics. A few days ago, one of Ukrainian major research agencies called Rating published a huge survey report on how the war affected different aspects of life in the country. Yeah, I realize that analyzing official statistics is not the smartest thing one can do. Analyzing the statistics of a country at war makes even less sense. But even in this not quite trustworthy document, I found a few interesting insights and I'd like to share them with you. The only thing I'd like to ask you is to consider this data as well as my comments on it critically. And to subscribe to my channel. This is the second thing. As I said, the report is huge. In case you want to investigate it by yourself, the link is in the description. I'm going to review only a few charts. The first chart is self-identification. How much does a person consider themselves a member of these groups? From 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all and 10 is absolutely. Here you can see a scale. The left column corresponds to August 2021 and the right column to August 2022. Numbers below are averages. So, citizen of Ukraine. 84% of respondents consider themselves 100% citizens of Ukraine. Before the war, there were 48% of such people, almost 2 times less. There is nothing strange here. Danger always was a consolidation factor for society. The number of people who identify themselves as Europeans has increased from 7% to 20%. There are no figures in the negative part of the chart, but by the height of columns, we can see that the number of people who don't consider themselves Europeans at all decreased by about 2 times. And the Soviet person. Only 5% of Ukrainians consider themselves absolutely Soviet people. And how much is it? More than a half don't consider themselves Soviet at all. The next chart is how has your family's financial situation changed over the past year. Here you can see a scale. Orange means rather it has worsened. Gray, it has not changed, and blue, rather it has improved. December 2021, November 2022. As you can see, almost 2/3 of respondents said that their financial situation worsened last year. 4% said that their financial situation had improved. I have no idea who are those lucky people. The next chart is how has your sense of confidence in the future changed over the past year. A scale and the time periods are the same. In November 2022, 22% of respondents said that their confidence in the future had worsened over the past year, while 38% said that it had improved. For 34%, the war had no effect on their confidence in the future. These two charts demonstrate how effective the government's informational strategy is. Most people realize that their financial situation is deteriorating, but at the same time they are even more confident in the future than they were before the war. A huge number of people have ceased planning their future based on their present. These two charts were the most insightful for me. First one is generalized image of Ukrainian state among citizens. How citizens feel about their state. A scale is from definitely negative to definitely positive. November 2021, May 2022. As you can see, the situation has dramatically changed over this period. Before the war, 67% of respondents assessed their state negatively and only 8% positively. But in May 2022, only 18% of respondents evaluated Ukrainian state negatively and 51 positively. The second chart is what would you say about Ukrainians' achievements and failures since 1991 until today? Orange means failures prevailed, light blue failures and achievements were balanced, and blue achievements prevailed. Here we can observe the same tendency. In November 2021, 53% of respondents said that there had been more failures than achievements in Ukrainians' modern history, and only 4% had the opposite opinion. But in May 2022, only 30% kept seeing more failures, while 18%, much more than before, saw more achievements. In other words, from public opinion perspective, the war, the main event that happened between these two dates, was an achievement rather than a failure. One of subscribers suggested I interview people on the street in order to get first-hand information. And I considered this format of video, but eventually gave up it. This chart illustrates one of the reasons why. For some reason it doesn't have a title, but it's trust in the media. Blue and light blue colors represent people who trust the media, while orange and what color is it? Beige? People who don't. Let's look at national media. In October 2019, it was about 50-50. 41% of respondents trusted the media, while 44% didn't. Today, in February 2023, 72% of people trust the media, while only 24% don't. Moreover, 20%, 1 out of 5, trust media unconditionally. The situation with local media is very similar. This is a quick guide on how to distinguish verified unbiased statistical data from malicious manipulation. This is a title page of a section called Attitudes Towards Russians and Belarussians. Well, I'd better not to comment on what exactly is wrong with illustration to this section. It's a little too much for me, but we are not in 90s anymore, and in modern world, when you see something like this, it's a true sign of a very reliable source of information. So let's take a look at the attitudes. The first chart represents attitudes towards Russians. There are no surprises here. Over the past 4 years, attitudes towards them in Ukrainian society have steadily worsened. As for Belarusians, the situation is more interesting here. Although since the collapse of the USSR, Belarus has been one of Russia's major allies. In 2021, 67% of Ukrainians had a warm attitude towards Belarusians. Currently, there are only 10% of such people. That's it for today. Thank you for your attention. Write in the comments what you think about all these figures. Did any of them surprise you? Share this video with your friends. It really helps in developing my channel. And as usually, like, subscribe, and have a nice day.